A set of statements will be executed repeatedly until it satisfies some count or condition. The another name for the do while is all about exit control loop. I have given the condition, then my statement ends with the semicolon. This is initialization, this is condition, and this is what I will call as the body of the loop. Hello everyone, I welcome all of you to the first session on decision making and looping. So hope all of you have seen my previous session, which is on decision making and branching. Suppose if you have not watched, I request all of you to go back and check. And I would like to remind all of you, if you have not subscribed to the channel yet, so please click on the bell button and don't forget to click on the like button once you are done watching my session if you like the content. Alright, so guys, what is that I will be speaking about in today's session? So here I present the concepts to all of you. This is the take-home topics for the day. So I will be speaking mainly on different types of looping statements. So especially while, do while, and for. So this is what you have to know about when it comes to the looping concepts. So what exactly looping concepts is all about? So without wasting much of your time, let me get into the session. So have a notepad next to you before I start my session. Alright, so what exactly that I have with respect to the looping? What exactly that I have with respect to the looping? What exactly that I have with respect to the looping? So why are you repeating that 3 times? So that's what I will call it as looping. My dear students, what is that you need to remember with respect to the loopings? A set of statements will be executed repeatedly until it satisfies some count or condition. So that is what I will call it as the looping. That is what I will call it as looping. So when it comes to the concept of looping, I have different types of loopings. Let me start with the first one that I have, that is entry control loop and exit control loop. What exactly entry control and exit control loop? So you never spoke about it. You said while loop and do while and for, but you never spoke about entry control and exit control loop. Yes, the another name for the while loop is all about entry control loop. The another name for the do while is all about exit control loop. So let me start the explanation for while and do while with the flowchart. So let's understand how exactly while loop is working. So let's understand how exactly do while is working. The first one that I have is while loop. I also call that as entry control loop. That is what I have already discussed. Let's understand this. So here I take the entry and then first, what is the first thing that I have here? I have the test condition. So what is that I will do here? I will be testing the condition. Suppose if the condition is true, whatever the test condition that I have, if the condition is true, only then the body of the loop will be executed. So after that, what is that I'm doing? Again, I'm going back to the test condition to check whether the condition is true or not. So how many times I will go back to the test condition? Until the test condition is false. If the test condition fails, so I will come out of the loop. That's what you need to remember. That's what you need to remember. This is the simple steps that you need to remember with respect to the while loop. What is that I'm doing here? Before I get inside the body of the loop, so I have to satisfy some condition. I have to satisfy some condition. Let's take an example. We have the college. In front of the college, we have the security. So what is that we are doing here? You have to show the ID cards to come inside the college. So the condition should be tested there. Suppose if you don't have the ID card, so you are not allowed to come inside. So that is the condition. So remember this. So fine. That's what I will call it as a entry control loop. That's what I will call it as entry control loop. So fine. What is that I'm doing with the do while? So this is an example. This is the flow chart for do while. Alright. So how exactly it is working? Listen to me carefully. So directly I'm taking the entry for body of the loop here. Directly I'm taking the entry for body of the loop. Here I have to satisfy the condition, but here I don't have the condition at all. So in the beginning, directly I'll take the entry for the body of the loop. I'll execute all the statements, whatever I have in the body of the loop. After that, I will test the condition. After that, I will test the condition. If the condition is true, again, I will execute this body of the loops. Again, I will execute the body of the loop, whatever I have, the statements, whatever I have. So again, I will be doing this. So till when I will be doing this? So till the condition fails, I will be repeating the same statement. If the condition fails, I will come out of this loop. If the condition fails, I will come out of this loop. That's what you need to remember. So what is the major thing that I need to observe here? So please understand, if the condition is true, only then the statements will be executed. But here, even if the condition is not true, once the statement, whatever I have inside the body of the loop, that will be executed. That is what you need to remember. Here, this is what I will call it as an exit control. Why do I call it as exit control? I will ask everybody to come inside the college. But when you are going out of my college, I will ask all of you to show the ID cards. So that is what I will call as exit control. So I'll ask all of you to execute the statements. So fine, you have executed it. You have attended one class, but when you're going out, I'll ask you the ID cards. But if you don't have the ID cards, I will not allow you again to the college. So one class you have got it for free, but next time when you're coming, so you're not allowed. So that's what we are doing here. So one time you can execute all the statements, but next time if you want to execute it, it is not possible. You're coming out of the loop. That's what we are doing here. You got my point? So let me explain this concept with an example clearly. Listen to me carefully. So let's take the first example. So what is the first example that I have given? So you should come inside the college. So if you want to come inside the college, I have the test condition. What is the test condition? Security is the test condition. When it comes to the security, you have to show your ID card. Only if you show your ID card, so then only they will allow you to come inside. Only then you will be allowed to come inside. So that is what entry control. The another name for the entry control loop is what? It's while loop. So fine, when it comes to do while, what happens? You have a lot of periods, all right? Like, a lot of classes you have. So I'll not ask you anything right now. So you can come directly without showing your ID cards. What happens? First, you have attended the first hour. So then I will ask you to show, once we are done with the first hour, I'll ask you to show the ID card. So you don't have the ID card. Then I'll ask you to go out of the class. Then I'll ask you to go out of the class. That is exit control loop. That is exit control loop. I will be checking the ID cards soon after my class. So what is the drawback for me? You have attended my class without showing the ID card. One class you have attended. So once I'm done with the first class, then only I'm asking you to show the ID card. Yes or no? Yes. So that is how we are doing with the exit control loop. This is the concept that you should have. So fine. So what is the syntax? What is the syntax for while loop statements? So guys, so please remember, I will be using the keyword called while. What is the keyword that I'll be using? I'll be using the keyword called while. So whatever you have the test condition for the loop, so I will be giving it here. Then after that, open flower bracket and I will close flower bracket. So this is what I will call it as a loop body. Whatever the statements that you wanted to execute again and again, so I will be giving it here. That's what you need to remember. So fine, in the same way, I have do while. The only thing that you need to remember with respect to the do while is, say for example, I start with a keyword called do. Alright, so I will not have any test condition here. So after that, I will have the flower bracket open and I will have flower bracket closed. So usually the same thing I have, body of the loop. So fine, but remember here I have the while keyword at the end of my loop. Alright, I have the while keyword. Then after that, I have given the condition, then my statement ends with the semicolon. This statement ends with a semicolon. So, but when it comes to here, I don't have the semicolon. So please remember that. So whenever it comes to do while, I have the semicolon. That's what you need to remember. This is the general syntax of do while. So remember this. Let me show you this with a program. Alright, so hope you understood how exactly while and do while is working. Now let's understand. It's time for all of us to understand what exactly for statement is all about. So let's start with that. So I have the for loop. Sir, I have a confusion. When should I use for or when should I use while and do while? I'm literally worried about it. So my dear students, when you know how many number of times exactly you need to execute the set of statements, you will be using the for statement. I repeat my statement, most of us, we will not be thinking about this. So, but this is very important. When should I use for? All of us know what is for loop and what is while loop and what is do while. What exactly it is doing, we know. But when should I use for or when should I use while and do while? Most of us, we don't think about it. But this is a big question most of us will have. So please remember, when you know the exact number of times, when you want to execute the statements, so you will be using the for loop. When you have the condition, until you satisfy some condition, so you will be executing some set of statements. So in that case, you will be using while or do while. So that's what you need to remember. All right, so fine, I have the for. So what is the syntax for this for statement? So generally for statement or the for loop comes with the three different parts. The first one that I have is initialization. The second one that I have is condition. And the third one that I have is increment, or I can also have the decrement. It's not mandatory that I should have the only increment. No, it's not like that. I can also have the decrement. When it comes to increment, I can have pre or post. Again, when it comes to decrement, I can have pre or post decrement. So fine. So I will not end this loop or the statement with the semicolon. That's what you need to remember. And then I will open the flower bracket and close it. So this is the body of the loop. So this is the general syntax with respect to the for. I will show you the demo how exactly this for is working for all of us and what is the speciality that I have with respect to this for. So all those things I will be speaking about it. All right. So have a little patience. So guys, a syntax comparison for while, do while and for. So quickly let's go through. So I have for. So what is that I have? This is a for keyword that I have. So the first part that I have is n is equal to 1. That is what I'm initializing. So the second part, so after that I have colon. Is it? No, it is semicolon. Most of you will write now colon if you're writing it for the first time. So it's semicolon. Please make a note of it. And then the second one that I have is test condition. Second one that I have is test condition. I will explain this. I will trace it in detail. So in the practical session, I mean in the next part of the same session. So please watch the session till the end. All right, I have the increment part. This is what I will call as a pre-increment. So that's what I have in the syntax. All right, the same way I have when it comes to while. So you need to observe here. So this is what I will call it as the initialization part. What is that? I will call it as initialization part. So this is what I will call it as a condition. Okay, this is what I will call it as condition. This is initialization, this is condition, and this is what I will call it as the body of the loop. All right, body of the loop, and this is what I will call it as increment. This is very, very important that you need to remember. Always the increment will come inside the loop and initialization is out of the loop here, the syntax. All right, the same way you need to observe here. What do you call this as? So you will call this as the initialization, and then you use the keyword called do, and then open flower bracket. You have the statements, whatever you wanted to have. So you have that, and then you have the increment here. All right, you have the increment, and then so you have the keyword while and the test condition ends with a semicolon. This is the general syntax that we have. All right. So additional features of for loop. So some of the features that I have with respect to the for loop, let me discuss that also. So what is that? More than one variable can be initialized. What is the meaning of it? Say for example, I have initialized one variable, right? So I can initialize more than one variable. I can also write, so n is equal to 1, comma, m is equal to 1. How many variables I'm initializing? 2 variables. That is the advantage that I have in Java for me. All right. So that is what the statement that they are saying with respect to this. The increment section can also hold more than one part. That's what they are saying. I can increment 2 variables. More than one variable I can have in the increment part is what they are trying to say. And it is also permissible to use the expression in the assignment statements or to initialize increment section. What is the meaning of it? So please come back. Here, I can also have the expression. I can also have the expression. Expression in the sense what? Say for example, I will write A is equal to A plus B. So that's what I will call it as the expression, right? So in the previous class we have discussed, right? What is the meaning of expression? Expression is a valid combination of variable, constants and value. Yes or no? Guys, so please remember what is expression. Simple. Expression in the sense what? Say for example, I have A is equal to A plus 6. What is that I have? So please observe. I have the variable. So this is what I will call it as a variable. Yes or no? So this is what I will call it as a constant. This is what I will call it as constant. And this is what I will call it as operator. Yes or no? Yes. So what is that? Then expression is all about. Expression is a valid combination of variable, constants and operator. That's what you need to remember. So I can have the expression in the initialization part. In the for loop is what they are trying to say, and that is the additional feature that I have in the for loop is what they are trying to highlight. All right. So guys, so the next part is nested for loop. What is the meaning of nested for loop? Nested for loop is all about the for loop inside the for loop. So what is that? For loop inside the for loop. That's what I will call it as a nested for loop. So they have given like this. Say for example, I have the for loop. So inside the body of the for loop, I have one more for loop. That's what they have given here. That's the concept of nested for loop that you need to understand. This is what I will call it as an inner loop. This is what I will call it as an outer loop. Alright, so hope you understood. So this is what I will call it as an inner loop. This is what I will call it as an inner loop, and this is what I will call it as an outer loop. So this is what we call it as a nested for loop. Alright, I welcome all of you to the practical session of the theory concepts, whatever we have discussed just now. Let me show you how exactly while loop and do while and the for loop is working with the program execution. So guys, only here you will get this. So watch the session completely. Don't forget to click on the like button if you have liked it. Alright, let me start with the for loop. Okay, you want me to start with the for loop? No, let me start with the while loop first. Alright, the first one that I have is while loop here. So what is that I have given here? So please observe the same thing I have taken. So I have taken the keyword public and the keyword class because I need to declare the class, and the name of the class here is loops. So that's what I have taken. So the name of the class is loops, and then after that followed by, so you all know that I have the function called main function. It's very important that you need to remember always the execution of the main program starts from the main function. So fine, I have taken that. So you all know about it. So why should I have public? Why should I have static, void, and main and strings? All those things I have explained in detail in my previous sessions. So please go back and check what is that I have explained. All right. So fine. Then what is that I have discussed? Let me come to the main point directly. So I have taken a variable A is equal to 1. So what is that I have taken? I have taken a variable A is equal to 1. So please observe this carefully. Let me trace it. So listen to me carefully. So I have taken a variable A is equal to 1, and then after that, so please observe what is that I have here. I have the keyword while. I have the keyword while. So what is that I have given? A is less than or equal to 10. So that is the condition that I have given. So first I'm checking. So is A less than or equal to 10? Of course, I have taken it as 1. Obviously, it is less than 10. So condition true. Condition is true. So it is going inside. So what exactly I'm trying to do? I'm printing the A value. What is the A value right now? Right now, A value is 1. So it should print 1. After that, it is incrementing the A value. After printing A value, it is incrementing. Incrementing in the sense what is happening? So incrementing in the sense A value is getting incremented from 1 to 2. So A plus plus in the sense A plus 1. So A plus 1. So A plus plus, all right, is equal to A plus 1. So I am incrementing it. So after that, again, it is checking the condition. So again, A is 2. So again, this condition holds good because 2 is less than or equal to 10. So condition is true. Again, it is coming inside. So it is printing the A value. So it is printing 2. After that, it is incrementing. So A is getting incremented. So what is the A value now? So 2 I have. So 2 plus 1 is 3. So fine. Again, it will check. So it will keep on checking until it comes to the 10. So A is less than or equal to 10. So till 10 it will check. So 10 will be printed here. Then after that, so A will be incremented. So A will become 11. Then again it will check the condition. Condition is not satisfied. It will stop the execution there. That's what you need to remember. So fine. Let's check how exactly it is working. Let me run this. Right, shift F6. So please look at the output. What is that I have? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So till 10 I'm printing. But I have only one statement here. That's what you need to remember. How do I print the 1 to 10? So how do I print 1 to 10? That's what you need to observe. Because I am inside the loop. I am inside the loop. That's what you need to remember. So fine. Let me change the A value now. So let's check how exactly it is working there. Let me make it as 11. All right. Let me make it as 11. So how exactly it is behaving? Let's check. Because the condition is not satisfied. So how exactly? Let me just show you. All right. This is what I have. So let me save it and then shift F6. So I'm just getting outside the loop. This looping part is not being executed. That's what you need to observe here. All right, it's not getting inside the loop at all. So directly it is executing the statements which is there in the outside the loop. That's what you need to observe here. This is how my while loop is working. Let me show you how exactly my do while is working for all of you. All right, so I have the next one that is do while. So observe here carefully. What is that I have here? So the same thing, but please observe. I have taken A is equal to 11. So do is the keyword that I'm using. So this is what I will call it as. This is exit control loop. This is what I will call it as exit control loop. So I have do and system.out.println. So I'm just printing the A value and then after that I'm incrementing. So remember, I had given 11 in the previous program. For while it did not print, it did not get inside the loop. It did not even execute the statement once. But what happens here? So what is the condition that I have given? Same condition I have given. A is less than or equal to 10. So I have given 11. Is the condition true? No, it is not true. It is false. But still, I will make the statement execute for at least one time. So let me show you that first. And then I'll come to the explanation. So please observe. A value it is printing. Only one time the A value has been printed. Why? Because after printing this, it is checking for the condition. The condition it's not satisfying the condition. That's why it is coming out of the loop. Suppose if I change the A value to 1, so what happens here? So please observe. Let me execute this. Check the condition. Check the output. So guys, condition holds good because A is equal to 1. So until it satisfies, until it comes out of the condition, it is executing the statement what I have. So 1 to 10 it is executing. That's what you need to remember. Even if the condition is not true, it will execute the statements what I have inside the body of the loop at least for one time. That's what you need to remember. All right, so fine. This is all about the do while. So let me show you the for loop then. Okay, please observe. This is the for loop that I have. So guys, what is that I have here? Just look at properly. I have int. What exactly int is all about? So int is a data type. So I have I. I is a variable of type int. Yes or no? Yes. So what do you call this first part of the for loop as? This is what I will call it as initialization. I am initializing the value of the variable here. So what is the value that I'm initializing it to I? So it is 0. So fine. The second one that I have is condition. So I should be less than 10. So until I satisfy this condition, that statements will be executed. Suppose if I fail to satisfy that condition, I will come out of the loop is what I would like to tell you at this point of time. And then the third one that I have is increment. The third one that I have is increment. So please observe here, I have the semicolon. I have the semicolon. So what is that I'm trying to print inside the loop? I'm just trying to print the I value. That's it. I'm not doing anything else here. So one thing you need to understand, inside this flower bracket, whatever the statements that I have, so that will be executed these many number of times. All right. So let's start. Let me show you how exactly it is printing. So, okay. So it is printing from 0 to 9. So please observe why it is 0 to 9. Why not it is from 1? So because I'm taking I is equal to 0. So that's why it is printing from 0. So let me start from 1. So If I want 1, so what is that I have to do? So I should start it from 1. So let me change it. So I will change it, and then I'm running the program. So hope you are getting it. All right. So I want it till 10. So what is that I have to do? So here in my condition is equal to 10. All right. So fine. I'll change it for you guys. So please observe. All right. So I'm getting 10. That's what you need to understand here with respect to the for loop. All right. So guys, this is all for the day. I will be winding up this session. Hope you have enjoyed the concepts what I had for the day, and I will be making some more interesting videos on the same topic. So you will be seeing that in the next session. So till then, take care. Bye bye.